Good morning, Mets fans, and welcome to a Friday the 13th edition of Driving with Mr. Met. Yes, this is Friday, March the 13th. I am Mr. Met, and on today's show, the mood matches the weather and the forecast around us today. It is a dark day. Coronavirus has taken the victim that means the most to me. Major League Baseball will be delayed at least 2 weeks, according to an announcement from the league yesterday. I'm going to talk about that on today's show, talk about what that means for this show going forward, and talk about how that might be a good thing for the Mets, as well as a few other teams across the league. I spent a good amount of time talking yesterday about the Mets' fortunes this spring and how they've really been, for the most part, able to avoid drama and injuries and the normal things that seem to plague the Mets every spring. And other than Conforto's grade 1 oblique strain over this past weekend, the Mets have been able to avoid all of that and been able to focus on the play on the field, and it's been a nice camp for that reason. The same cannot be said for a lot of other teams around the league. I mean, look across town and look at the Yankees, how they have been utterly decimated by injuries this spring. I mean, they have got Aaron Judge might not start the season on time. Giancarlo Stanton might not start the season on time. They lose Severino to Tommy John surgery. Their numbers 4 and 5 starting pitchers are not ideal. They're in the market for finding another starter. It's just craziness for the Yankees, and you contrast that again to where the Mets are. You look at in Houston. Justin Verlander had some odd injury last weekend playing against the Mets. Only pitched 1 or 2 innings, had to come out of the game. Max Scherzer was scratched from a start from the Nationals because he had some mild pain, which he referred to as fatigue. But still, these are all scary signs, as opening day was, as of yesterday, just 2 weeks away. Of course, all of that changes now, because why could anything ever favor the Mets? The season is pushed back 2 weeks. Spring training games are kaput. There will be no more spring training games. Players have been told, go home. Pack your shit and go home and wait to hear from us. So they're basically all on call now. Every baseball player is just waiting for the league to say, here's what the next step is. And so what we know right now is that, yes, there's no more spring training games. And frankly, at this point during the spring season, if you refer to it as a season, I mean, these are the games where it's just like, oh God, let's get this shit over with and start the season already. So that, I don't care so much about that. I do, however, hate the fact that the season is being delayed. I make no bones about it. Baseball is the only sport that I care about. I feel badly that the NBA season's been delayed or canceled or postponed or whatever. Same thing for NHL. Same thing for all the other sports. XFL got delayed or canceled or whatever. But, you know, it doesn't personally affect me in any way. I don't care about other sports. I just don't. Baseball is the only sport that I care about. It is my favorite thing to watch on television. The 7 months of the baseball season for me are the most enjoyable time of the year for me. I love it. It's my favorite thing. And now I find out that these bastard coronavirus a-hole whatever. Coronavirus has now ruined my spring and summer. I don't know that that's true. I mean, I'm hoping that 2 weeks will be enough time for things to subside, but let's be real. It doesn't look good. If we were shaking the old magic 8 ball, I think it would be outcome not positive, or whatever the hell that saying was. No bueno, to quote Keith. I don't think that things are going to be better on April 12th or April 10th or whatever the hell 2 weeks from the 26th of March would be. If you look at the way the numbers are doubling and whatnot, as far as reported cases and preventative measures. The numbers are doubling. People have to stay away from large crowds. It's the bottom line. Whether I like it or not, whether I'm personally miffed about it or not, it is absolutely the right decision that Major League Baseball is making. Interestingly, my wife works at a university nearby. Her university will be moving to 100% online for the remainder of the semester to have kids finish out their years in college. My kids were expecting today to be their last day in school for at least 2 weeks. Who knows if it's going to be longer. We're having a meeting at my office on Monday. I'm suspecting, again, same sort of thing, work from home. Just avoid crowds. I mean, that's the bottom line. Be clean, wash your hands, be sanitary. Things, by the way, that everyone should do anyway. It shouldn't be that much of a stretch, but anyway. If you avoid crowds, that's the best way to contain the spread of this virus. So if everyone sort of remains huddled together in small groups like their family, and I'm talking like immediate family, not major giant family gatherings with 30 people there, stay close, stay safe, be smart, and the virus will eventually kick itself out, or at least control itself a little bit, and it'll let medical professionals and the testing folks get enough kits out and really slow the spread of this thing so that we can identify the people that have it. We can quarantine them, isolate them, get them on the mend, and kick this virus to the curb. So not exactly what I'd intended on talking about on today's show, and that leads me to what's next. So as I said, this is kind of like that lull in the spring where it's like there's nothing to even talk about right now. So the timing on this is actually not awful. So I'm going to take a bit of a break, because if I'm not going to be driving into work every day, if I'm going to be homebound, I obviously record this in my car in the morning or in the afternoon or whenever. But if I'm not going to be in my car, I'm not going to be driving, and there won't be any driving with Mr. Met. So I guess we'll just be on standby for the next week or so, figure out what the hell's going on. Hope that things take a turn for the better as the temperatures warm up, things get a little bit more controlled, and we'll go from there. But I don't know when that will be. I will be posting updates on my blog page, which you can find in the link on the YouTube page, and also on my Twitter page as well. On my Twitter profile, you can find the link to my blog. So I'll be posting there if I have any like epiphany moments or something, where I think about something cool to write about that I would normally talk about, but I'll have to write about it. But anyway, until then, everybody stay safe. Thanks for watching. I don't know what else to say. Piss off coronavirus, and let's go Mets.